Although the South Coast Track is hyped as a fun challenge today, it was actually carved and created as an emergency shelter for many common shipwrecks along the southwest cape of Tasmania. The two original trails are firstly the 1898 Port Davey track, which goes from Melaleuca northwards up to Lake Pedder, and secondly from the Ironbound range to Cockle Creek. As you will find out later, the Ironbound range was notoriously dangerous for sailors. It was not until 1915 that the trail was cut from Melaleuca, a small airstrip supporting a tin mine, to the Ironbound range to connect everything together. These government-funded trails were created as a lifeline for many shipwrecked sailors to be given a chance for survival. Come along with us as we follow the South Coast Track from Melaleuca to Cockle Creek and re-step the trail of many hypothermic sailors and witness the shipwreck locations from many years ago. The West Cape track was just... I think I'm going to get flashbacks from that. It was actual nuts. So it's good to be on the South Coast Track. It should be a bit easier. There's still going to be heaps of mud and stuff. But yeah, it's just breath of fresh air coming down here. We got the Wicked Beach as well. Show you more tomorrow, but it does look really cool. If I had to choose between scrub or mud, I think I'd choose mud. You reckon?
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're fighting southwest Tasmania with the scrub. You're just so slow. But with the mud,
Yeah, it takes ages to get through it.
once you accept that your feet are going to get muddy, you can go pretty fast.
Yeah, you just power through it.
For a couple hikers doing the trail, it's pretty easy to see how beautiful this place is. The beaches are just absolutely stunning, but it's quite easy to forget just how remote this place is. I mean, we took a charter flight into the middle of nowhere, and with a defined route and boardwalk, it's still about 7 days before we'll be at Cockle Creek. This is a terrifyingly real place that numerous people have been stranded. 100 odd years ago there would be no trail, you would just be bushwhacking through all of this. The view of Ironbound Range would be pretty debilitating, knowing you have to make it up and over. It would be a pretty big struggle, to be honest, if you were stranded out here without food, without a map, and worst of all, without Gore-Tex.
Just like a steady descent all the way down to Louisa River,
Hell yeah.
which is where we did our first river crossing.
That was such a big climb. What was the climb?
Red Point Hill.
Red Point Hill, and then we finally get up on top, and all we see in the distance is Ironbound Range, which is like 4.5 times.
Tomorrow's job.
So the term ironbound is actually used in the marine vocabulary to describe a coastline completely enclosed by underwater rocks. Sailors coined the Ironbound Range as its spine extends significantly into the ocean. This formation occurred about 1 billion years ago when the ocean's sand was slowly compressed into sandstone by tectonic plates. Intense heat and pressure deep underground over millions of years then fused it into quartzite, a rock as hard as iron. Tectonic shifts then eventually pushed these layers upward, creating the range's steep cliffs and rugged undersea reefs. The Southwest Cape is also subject to the roaring 40s wind and Antarctic swells, which would railroad many ships towards the submerged jagged rocks with no beach or protection to escape into. Without exaggerating, thousands of ships have met their end here, but I'll highlight the two most famous catastrophes which influenced the trail's creation. Firstly, the MV Blythe Star was a coastal freighter that unexpectedly sunk in October 1973. The freight of fertilizer and Victorian bitter was on course for King Island from Hobart. Despite smooth sailing, the overloaded ship suddenly capsized so fast that Mayday was unable to be announced and the lifeboats couldn't be deployed. The 10 crew members somehow managed to escape in a 3.7 metre inflatable lifeboat. This event sparked the greatest maritime rescue operation in Australian history for its time, but still, the ship and its crew members could not be located. The crowded lifeboat floated west back up towards Hobart for over a week. They experienced awful weather and actually travelled around Port Arthur and reached as far up as Freycinet up the east coast before the ocean drifted them back down to shore at Forestier Peninsula at Deep Glen Bay. One person died on the raft during this time, and while they bushwhacked through the scrub, another 2 people died of exhaustion and hypothermia. It was not until they stumbled into a forestry worker did they find refuge. The authorities had declared them dead a few days earlier, so all the forestry worker said to the 7 survivors was, "Nah, you guys are all dead." It was not until 50 years later in 2023 that CSIRO managed to locate the sunken ship using state-of-the-art technology. So, as you're hiking along the coast, just imagine seeing a tiny raft off in the distance carrying a bunch of shipwreck survivors, wondering, where on earth did it all go wrong? Secondly, in 1904, the ironbark Briar Home hit a reef conveniently called Low Rocky Point during a midnight storm. Now you can't make this up. Its cargo filled completely with dynamite exploded, killing almost everyone instantly. The lone survivor, Oscar Larson, somehow made it to shore and lived in a nearby cave for 3 months, scavenging washed-up tinned food. He couldn't escape the rugged terrain and horizontal scrub, proving that a clear path to Cockle Creek was vital. His ordeal led to the Tasmanian government to fund the relief track that we are walking on today. This is the trail. Look what got crushed. A little beehive. There's Ironbound range done. It was actually pretty rough.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The way up, we're like, dude, this mountain ain't shit. And on the way down, we're like, yeah, this is actually ridiculous. It took us, how long have we been hiking for? Like, nearly 8 hours. We've done a full work day of walking.
It's not even that far.
It's not even that far. It's just 1 kilometre up, 1 kilometre down with heaps of roots and everything.
Well, down is what takes the longest.
It took so long. We're gonna jump in the water, set up our tent and just pass out.
Perfect.
Cool as.
Sweet.
Let's get jiggy.
You were looking for the other one in? Before I get in. Getting deep.
Jump in, don't tip us over.
You ready to row?
Yeah.
Now I'll tip this big boat this one.
I only got the chartered edition. And you need real like basic hand-eye coordination to do this. And I'm struggling. So that's Precipitous Bluff up there, wherever. One of the big mountains to climb. One day we'll get there, won't we, Ferny? Alright, it looks crazy. Wow. It was all clouded in earlier in the day, so finally we can see it with blue skies. Wow. That's crazy. I think I'd almost rather climb that than Federation.
Yeah, you do that one first, right?
Do that first, then Fedders.
You got a bit stuck there, mate.
It looked so sure. I don't actually know how to get out. I have to take my pack off. You're meant to be helping me, not
Nah, dude, I want to see you get out. You got this, man.
It's actually like...
Let me put another foot in.
I'm gonna lose a shoe, I think. What the... It smells like shit.
Right, we got him out. At least you still got your shoe.
There's a creek coming up, right?
I think so.
Where are we at, Ferny?
We are at...
Granite Beach.
Yeah, that's it.
Granite Beach.
Yeah, Granite Beach. You're at Granite Beach. And tomorrow...
It's been a big day. We did 24 kilometers, 850 meters up and down, and just so much technical trail. It was a big one. I think we're on trail for about 11 hours today. But we're doing a big day today and tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be our last day. And then we're out of here just because our feet hurt. Ferny's leg's about to fall off.
That's right.
See you tomorrow.
We're almost there. Last day.
Pretty close. Final day. Big day.
Final couple of hills.
But we're keen, man.
We'll be done.
Feet hurt. Leg hurts. Spirits never hurt.
Never. One thing that always lasts is our spirit.
Hell yeah, man. This view's so sick. Let's flip it around. See Ironbound in the distance. That's what we climbed up and over 2 days ago now.
Yep.
That's pretty sure. What did I say that was?
Pinned
Pinders? Was it Pinders or was it Niley or something?
Pretty sure that's Pinder's Peak. I was on top of that looking down at the South Coast track like, man, I gotta do the South Coast track. And now I'm looking up at Pinder's like, man, I gotta climb it again. So sick. Ah!
I want not to be falling in on camera. One thing I will not do.
This is why you gotta have a trekking pole to see how deep the mud is, because it may not look that deep. That's what I ended up in yesterday, just because I thought it was a random little puddle, but it turned out to just be a mud bath.
The final push.
Okay, so this right here is Lion Rock, and you can tell it's Lion Rock because it looks like a lion lying down. You like that?
Good job. Thanks, Mr. Wilkins.
Hell yeah. Alright, so we're wrapping this trip up. What are the 3 like most awesome pieces of gear that you brought on this trip? Like unexpected.
For this trip, probably my Crocs.
Dude,
because there's so
lit.
much water here, especially at the campsites. My knife for all the leeches that we encountered as
Dude,
well.
you chop those up.
And
Turn them into like little linguinis.
and my first aid kit because my legs effed. And yeah, glad I brought that.
You effed it up on
It was like the end of the first day.
the first day, and
Southwest
you've just been
Cape.
hiking out like that.
That's right.
I think for me, my Crocs as well. I wasn't going to bring camp shoes, and then you told me to bring them last second.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so glad I
They're
did,
so good,
otherwise I would have got trench foot, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I reckon my tent was pretty sick. I just love that thing. And then, what's my third?
Your water filter thing.
Filtering
It's
water
crazy.
was pretty crazy.
No one else. Everyone else had tablets and they had to wait 30 minutes to drink their water. We could drink
Yeah,
it
they had to
straight
start
away.
the countdown timer, and we were just slurping it.
Yeah, filter's so good to get one of those.
Having a map was pretty great.
The basic equipment.
That's just basic.
You hope you'd have a map. The book was good too. The John Chapman.
The John Chapman book was great.
Yeah.
Sick.
Perfect.
So, wrapping up this trip and reflecting upon the 7 days Ferny and I spent in the Southwest Cape and South Coast track has been a lot of hard-earned beauty. You may feel the same with me, in that the Southwest National Park is the most striking place in Australia, but that attraction must be hard-earned. Following the past footprints of numerous stranded sailors extending way beyond the 2 stories I told was a remarkable experience, and I really do encourage you to follow the same journey and experience this remoteness. The isolating location for shipwreck survivors, which was once a death sentence, is now a world-class hike for the modern man. Just make sure you take the time to jump in the ocean after each day.